Relationship troubles can sometimes mean you just want a little space from your partner. But what happens if that's no longer an option? What's going on, guys? It's your BFF Snowy Oreo 663 here, right now, and for day 14 of the Scare-A-Thon, we have Together from 2025. Yet another one I've seen. I had the pleasure of watching this for the first time in theaters with my great auntie and my grandma. That wasn't awkward at all. Body horror is such a fun genre, and after The Substance, I'm so ready to get into another one. I'll start with a brief synopsis, go into my thoughts, and then dive into spoiler territory with a full summary. Ready? Let's go. Tim and his girlfriend Millie are moving to a small town away from the city for Millie's work. They've been together a couple of years, but after an awkward failed marriage proposal and Tim's never-ending lack of ambition, their relationship is on the rocks. It's been ages since they've been intimate, Tim can't even fucking drive, and they have extreme difficulty communicating. After getting lost on a hike together and falling into a strange pit in a rainstorm, the two drink some water from a strange pool and fall asleep. When they wake up, their legs are sticking to each other, causing a nasty wound when they separate. From there, they just can't seem to stay apart, unexplainable urges occurring in the other when they get too far away. While it's pretty obvious to see where this one's going, I still found myself thoroughly engaged with how fucked up it got. I do think that the posters of this one give away a lot of the more intense moments, wishing they opted to keep some of those secret for the final reveal so it hit harder. The mystery in this one was also quite intriguing. It was something I for sure couldn't guess throughout my duration, and while the characters took a little longer to get it than I did, it still kept me hooked. Speaking of characters, this one was not perfect, but decent enough. I bought these two being in a strained relationship, one feeling trapped while the other feeling brought down. I would not have been able to guess that these two actors were dating in real life. I wonder if they show this movie at their wedding. Now we're gonna get a little deeper into the plot and into some spoilers. If you want to skip, head to this time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boo. When Millie heads out to work the next day, Tim goes limp in the shower, swaying to the turn of her car. He goes to the doctor and gets some muscle relaxers, the doctor thinking it was some kind of mental health snap that fried his body. At her work, Millie meets another teacher named Jamie, who seems overly friendly and eager to get to know the couple. That night, Millie awakens to find Tim eating her hair. Good God. She yanks herself free, Tim choking on it and gasping for breath. They pretend it didn't happen, Millie taking him to the train station so he can head back to the city to play in a band with his friends. Again, boy can't drive. As soon as she leaves, Tim goes into another frenzy, body shutting down the farther away Millie gets. He stumbles his ass all the way back to town into the school Millie works at, looking like a crackhead who snuck onto the property. Millie grabs him quickly and pulls him into the student's bathroom. Tim suddenly gets the urge to, make up for lost time. This leads to the most awkward sex scene I have ever seen in my life. These two horny weirdos fucking in the school bathroom. Of course, once they're done with that nastiness, Tim finds that he's stuck. Of course. Reminder that I watched this in the theater with my grandma. Millie pushes him out of her just before they would have been caught by Jamie, taking Tim home to yell at him for doing that. Girl, listen, I know he's basically useless, but you reciprocated. Don't put it all on him. Millie storms off to Jamie's house, him letting her inside as she apologizes for what happened. They chat for a while, him reminiscing about how lonely it can feel when you walk away from the one you love. He talks about his partner for a minute, wanting to show her their wedding video when Millie spots Tim outside and runs to grab him. He tells her how lost he is without her, but Millie isn't interested, keeping her distance from him that night while Tim browses the internet in his study. He then learns that a couple went missing in the same area they found the mysterious cave, spooked out of his research session when Millie appears on the other side of the glass, mirroring his movements. She eventually snaps out of it, the two getting into an argument about whose fault this all is. Millie blames Tim for just about everything, for being too clingy while also being too emotionally distant. Tim is more focused on the supernatural aspect, begging her to entertain the idea that some unknown force is pulling them together. Millie then fucks off and sends him to the doghouse of the spare room that night. Tim gets awoken by being pulled across the hallway, Millie's door opening as she contorts to get pulled to him as well. They try their best, but the force is too strong, their hands slamming together as they begin to fuse. Oh my god. Tim tells Millie about his muscle relaxers, her managing to break open the pill bottle and they eat as many as they can, passing out not long after. When Tim wakes up, he's tied to a chair with Millie on top of him, an electric saw in her hand. The muscle relaxers stop the fusion, but they're still attached at the arm. In a really funny scene with how chaotic these two act.
I didn't believe you before you were right, obviously.
Babe, just go!
Millie revs up the saw and we cut to them separated, eating food on the floor. So, you catch the game last night, or? Knowing they're out of the medicine, Millie wants to go to the hospital to get more for when they wear off. She finds that her keys were left at Jamie's, telling Tim to stay put while she rushes over. Tim opts instead to run back to the cave, desperate for answers. At Jamie's, Millie finds a TV playing his wedding video, finding the couple getting married in this weird-ass church and being brought down to the cave, drinking the water and cutting their arms while the audience cheers. Jamie appears behind her, telling her that this is the start of a brand new life life, and that they were scared at first too. But Millie should accept this new form coming to her, and if she rejects her partner, things will go terrible. He slices her arm open and she punches him, his face distorting to show a blurry image of two people inside one body as she flees. Meanwhile, Tim re-enters the cave and finds the same murals Millie saw in her video. He gets startled by this amalgamation of people being the missing hiker couple, halfway through their fusion but rejecting the other. They beg for help, but Tim only yanks the knife out of their neck and runs back home. Dude, they were asking you to kill him. Man, you're so fucking useless. When Tim and Millie meet again, the pull is too strong to stay apart. Tim breaking down and getting on one knee, saying that he would have loved to marry her. He goes to end his own life to break the pull, but Millie collapses first, weakened from her deep arm wound, telling Tim to go free. Millie then wakes up on the couch, Tim over her. He tells her that it was the only way to stop the bleeding, revealing his hand fused to her arm.
It's you is what I'm getting at. You're a fucking idiot!
He admits he's incomplete without her, and the two agree to complete the fusion. They undress and stand in front of each other in a gnarly scene where their bodies collide. Sometime later, Millie's parents come over, shocked when a new yet all too familiar face opens the door to greet them. And that, dear viewers, is how non-binary people are made. I do like that the angle of this movie deals with people who are trying so hard to cling to relationships that are on the rocks. The idea of someone being incomplete without their other half, and rejecting it causing other problems. Obviously, it's not meant to be like a one-to-one metaphor or anything, but I found it super well done and realistically as a film like this could have been. This one was also pretty damn scary at times, and yeah, most of it was jump scares, but I found that the creative scares were so much more impactful, or even the quiet lines that just sent your body into shock. Like,
"Can you ask them to leave?
Oh.
I can't sleep with them staring at us."
Honestly, a fantastic time and a really creative premise. Just don't watch it with your grandma. I'm giving this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks so much for watching my video. As for tomorrow's movie, many people say that they're afraid of being alone in the dark, but the real fear is knowing when you aren't alone in the dark. Bye.